7th lessons. You can find the complete order of service on page 209 of the Radio Times.
Over this door? Oh my God. Directly in front of us. I mean, the road usually was going there, and we're not going nearer, otherwise they think we're going.
This is the standard gas bomb. This rocket is from my house.
This is Gilo settlement. It was built in the 70s, and it has more settlers than the citizens of Bethlehem now. So on top of the hills, they surround Bethlehem.
You said danger. You feel danger when you look there.
Yeah, because they have got our resources with the water and the electricity and everything they can enjoy. But here they cut the water on us in summertime, and we have water every 10 days, once every 10 days.
Have they said why they have done that to you?
They don't have explanations for us, you know. But if you look on the top of the buildings, you can see water tanks everywhere. Water tanks here, water tanks there, you know. It's very normal.
Satellite dishes, solar panels and water tanks.
Yeah, the satellite got into recently here in Bethlehem, and because the people have not much things to do, they can look at
TV.
The TV, Al Jazeera, and it's like the Arabic CNN.
Yeah.
Al Jazeera tells us about the developments.
This is the beginning of the wall. I mean, the fence, as the fence runs, the wall will be. This is always where they put the fence, you know, the wall is gonna follow. And they really fence it in.
And the checkpoint's just back there.
Behind it, but we just...
Right.
Hier sollte man alle Deutschen herschicken, die...
So you are ringed by settlements and then you will be ringed by a wall.
Yeah, the wall is something said to be anti-terroristic, but it makes you also feel that it will create terrorism. As you hear in Gaza, there are many incidents where the people are becoming suicide bombers and working against this fence.
Yeah.
And so it creates and increases the hatred between the two peoples, because from their side also they will look at us differently, that we are living inside the fence. We experienced this as Bethlehemite people when there was a fence around the Dheisheh refugee camp, and the people had only two revolving gates, one to get out and one to get in, and this is controlled by the Israeli soldiers. And in many cases, the people got arrested when they got in and got out because they had to show their ID cards. So living inside the fence is something related to discrimination.
Yeah, totally.
you're going down to the lower part of the valley, from the edge of of course, from the top of Mount of Olives to the area of the Kidron Valley. And we're going to enter the Garden of Gethsemane. This is the place here where he was arrested. The betrayal of Judas, the kiss of Judah betrayal was here, this garden. And this was the place where he was taken to the place of the Sanhedrin, where he was placed in front of the Sanhedrin to be judged before, of course, his crucifixion.
Well, it was very different in the old days. You see, this was before the '67 war.
Right.
We were in Jordan.
Where we sit today?
In the hotel.
Right.
Was in Jordan. The border, what's called the Green Line now, was the Nablus Road, the road just outside that runs along our Golden Wall. That was the border, and there was a wall there. So we never saw Israel. Had no connection with it at all. We were a little world. And of course the old city was inside Jordan. In point of fact, I mean, we had all the holy sites really. The best ones were all in Jordan. So it was a little tourist place, but it was much more oriental. It was different, yes. I mean, when after '67, our world changed very much indeed. We used to look east before. We could go across the river and go to Syria, Lebanon, anywhere we wanted. But we were always going, having a picnic on the east bank. Of course, that was closed to us after the war. We couldn't go across there, but we could go west. And then we would get, of course, the people coming in from the west more. The people used to come down from Beirut and came over from Saudi Arabia. Well, that closed down when people came in via Israel.
From this bit, if it was clearer, we could have seen the Dead Sea.
Ah, right.
And of course...
how far away is the Dead Sea?
It's half an hour drive from here.
Mm-hmm.
And to the north of us would be Samaria and the area of Nazareth and the Galilee.
Sami, how many permits must you carry, if just for normal life?
We need a permit to leave Bethlehem. We need another permit if we want to get into Jerusalem. We need another permit if we want to travel into Israel, and another permit for the airport, another airport permit to go to Eilat, a place. It's really a lot of permits and categories.
And if you have a child who is ill, who must go to a hospital in Jerusalem because the child cannot be helped here in Bethlehem, what do you have to do?
There are certain diseases the Israelis allow for permits, like cancer diseases and heart attacks. They allow for permits, and otherwise the parents or the family have to provide full information from the hospitals, and they will study the case and see if they can issue the permits, and for the companions as well, if they need companions. Yeah, but it takes time.
It takes time.
Yeah.
Does it make you angry, Sami?
It makes us look at the future unclearly, and many Christians from this area are leaving. 250 families from Beit Sahur left recently to Sweden and to other countries.
Wow.
250 Christian families.
But for you as a Palestinian, you're not able to leave then? And you wouldn't want to, I suppose?
Now, if you look at it, it is very difficult to forget your hometown. It's very difficult. You can live anywhere in the world, anywhere, but still you will be homesick, because this is the place where you were born and you have your history here, you have your people here. It is very difficult. If we go to another country for 1 or 2 weeks, we feel we long for to come back here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is something we should not forget about. During the and even before the first Intifada, I was a student in Bethlehem University, and my family got the opportunity to immigrate to Canada. But I was the only one saying, no, I don't want to immigrate, because I was affected by national sentiments. And I said to them, I don't want to leave this country. And all of them followed me, and they stayed. The Israelis do not give permits for the Palestinians to build on this land. And then, this is the case, they go on the aeroplanes and photograph every day and watch the changes on the ground. And then they come and say, this area is neglected, it has not many houses, let us take it and build a settlement. And it will not cost us demolishing more than 2-3 houses here.
So they will say the Palestinians are not using it, but they do not permit Palestinians to use it.
This is the issue. And the other lands, they say it is prevented to dig cisterns in the fields. It is prevented to build houses. And how we can cultivate the land if we don't have water, if we don't dig for water? So if they say the land is uncultivated, is also subject to confiscation.
إسرائيل هو شعب متطفل.
She said that the Israeli people are living on land that they don't deserve to live on it.
طفلوا عليه وأخذوا أرضه قتلوا أهالينا.
First, because they came here and they attacked the country and people were living in a peace. And they killed many people and they destroyed the villages and the houses where the people were living.
$5.
5 hours?
Yes.
He had amnesia? Did he remember?
A white thing in the ground. And he think it's the bread, the flour.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Check it out.
My name is Ahmed Naif. I am from Dheisheh refugee camp. I am 15 years old. My original village, I am from Bethlehem, destroyed village. When the Jewish come here to Palestine, they are they are start from the north. They are push the people out their village. The reason why we are keep our keys of our houses.
Yeah.
That's because our grandfathers, when they are leave their village, they are think we come back to our village after 5 days or 3 days. They are spend 10 years and 50 years, and now they are spent 56 years, and they are home to back to their village. This is the reason why we are keep our keys. They are think we are come back about sometimes.
عشنا بالمخيم وعلى أمل إن نرجع لقرانا وصار عنا انتفاضة.
After that, we faced the Intifada, and there was many people were killed, and they demolished many houses.
أول إشي بالانتفاضة صارت أحداث كثير. من هاي الأحداث استشهاد عمي أول شهيد بالمحافظة.
There was many things happened in this Intifada, and first of these things, her uncle was killed in this Intifada, and he was the first martyr in Bethlehem city.
عندي قصتين صار معي يعني وانا ساكن المخيم في الانتفاضة.
He have two stories happened with him in this Intifada while he was living here in Dheisheh.
أول قصة صارت مع ابن عمي إنه راح فجر حاله.
First story for his cousin that he blew up himself.
وبعد ب6 أشهر بعد ما سوى العملية ابن عمي بعد 6 أشهر شهد أبوي.
After 6 months, his father was killed here on a checkpoint near Bethlehem.
يعني هو رايح على الشغل عشان يشتغل، لا بقى في منع تجول ولا حاجة.
He was going to his work and there was no curfew.
محمد كان شو اسمه مناضل كثير، كان يحب النضال، كان يحب فلسطين.
His cousin, his name is Muhammad, and he liked Palestine too much, and he liked fighting the enemy.
كان له أصحاب كثير، كان أصحابه أكثرهم في السجن.
And he had many friends, and most of them were jailed.
أو كان حاس في اللي بقى يصير، يعني بقى في مخيم بلاطة في
There was an invasion in Balata refugee camp, and there was many people were killed in that camp. So Muhammad saw the news, and he felt shocked when he saw the news, and he heard that many people were killed. So he decided to do something. So he exploded himself.
Thank you very much for telling your story. That must be very difficult for you. Thank you.
Some of their lost their fathers and their families, and they are said, what I have now, I haven't anything. I should make something for for my country. I should make something, and they are go and bomb themselves.
Yeah. And kill other people.
Kill the Israeli because the Israeli they are kill him first, kill their families and their friends.
Yeah.
Like politics is a big game. Like I call it a game because really I don't think that this will do for us anything as a refugees. So for me, I don't care about the people who killed in Israel or inside Palestine, not Israel. So if they said that we have to care about them, but are they caring about us? Every day there is 10 people get killed in Gaza Strip and here in the West Bank. So what reason push us to think about them?
None.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't care.
Yeah. This center was burned in 2000 by the Israelis. They had their, this is before they built the guest house, they had their computer center in here. And they came in the middle of the night one night and burned it down.
Oh, okay.
The Israeli damaged the computers. Computer lab there.
آخر شبل أو لآخر بنت في لازم نضلنا ندافع عن الأرض ما حدا
We have to defend on our land until the last person.
Does this mean you see yourself as a soldier?
جندي.
أنا
Protecting your country?
بتدافع عن البلد.
مش شرط كل جندي أصلاً يدافع عن أرضه. الناس اللي عايشين بوطنهم إحنا كلنا بندافع عن نفس القضية. فالكل لازم يساعد عشان يعاود يسترد أرضه ونتخلص من الاحتلال.
All of us trying to protect our country, so it doesn't matter if there was soldier fighting or normal human. Everybody has to fight, because in the end we have to get a result for us, which it is that we will go back to our homeland.
From my experience, I have a lot of an Israeli journalists as a friends, and I understand that they don't have source of information. They don't know what's happening here. They just have the bad picture for the Palestinians. They don't have the picture that they are occupation. They have the picture that only the suicide bomber or somebody who doing actions against them.
Right.
This is the satellite. From the satellite, you can, if we want to take some of the.
Oh, I see. If you borrow a film or a football match.
Steal a film.
Oh, you steal?
We don't ask them.
You do?
Normally, we don't ask them. Anybody ask me to do write copies, I ask him to give me a country first. One by one.
And it all stops then? Yeah.
من عملية كبيرة تخطط لها المنظمة من أجل اختطاف الجنود حتى يتم تبادل الأسرى طالما أن إسرائيل غير مقتنع بعدد الأسرى الموجودين. الجنود فوجئوا.
We do the program at 8 o'clock now. You will see that we take it live from here, and even the Israeli television come here to make a story about us that we take from them, because normally they take from us also.
السيدات والسادة أخوتي وأخواتي مساء الخير أهلا بكم في جولة في الصحافة العبرية رضا الله ورضا.
And if we want to use even mini DV, we need the tapes here. It's about $8 or whatever. So
$8 for one mini DV.
Mini DV like this, what you use, but for the VHS it's about $2.
$2.
Like doctors in India, we are a professional as a crew, but not a professional with equipment.
يقول يائير جولان مسؤول جيش الاحتلال في المنطقة الشمالية.
I work in the station from 1998.
Right.
So it's about 6 years now, 5 years and a half, something like that.
And have you been in Bethlehem all through the Intifada?
Yes, of course. I work here in Bethlehem TV, and also I work with some as a freelancer with some foreign agencies or foreign televisions.
Right.
So this is some souvenirs from the Intifada. This rocket is from my house, and you can see here we have. This is the standard gas bomb, and this is this kind of bomb they usually throw it to the people. It's just come for inside it here. There is another bomb which become 100 pieces. This is a program translating the Hebrew media. How it's a unique program in whole world that you give your enemy like 1 hour daily, translate everything that they say without filters. And this is the reason we don't choose the reports. We choose the news which is with us and the news which is against us. We translate word by word from the second channel, the first channel, and channel 10. Of course, from the newspapers also. Of course, there is part of the program which is analysis, but normally we translate word by word. And if there is a big action in the Israeli side, I mean suicide bomber or whatever, also we go live and translate whatever they say in that moment. And I think this is unique. We may do something for the students in the schools in general.
Oh, good.
Because there is some problems, especially in Nablus, Jenin. There is a lot of days for curfew. At the end of the year, we have this Tawjih exam, which is the final exam for the school. And we're thinking that maybe Dar al-Nadwa will support us to do some
distance learning.
Yeah. We will do it from the studio here, and we send it to all the network. I think now it's about 90% of the people who can catch Bethlehem TV. I know that Arafat office watch it, for example, and I know that the people who drive the taxi watch it. From the politician people and the normal people watch it day by day to know what the Israelis said.
Never hate. Yeah. Rule 1: never hate.
Never hate.
Are you good at that one?
Yeah, of course.
Good for you. Yeah, I didn't expect it.
I want to finish my university study.
Okay.
And I want to be a doctor.
Oh, do you? Will you study here in Bethlehem?
I don't know.
Don't know yet.
Maybe out Palestine, maybe here, maybe no study. We don't know the situation in the future.
No, of course not.
وإن نرجع لأراضينا.
She hoped that she could finish her study and to return back to her homeland, and then she hoped that peace all over the world.
Thank you.
Thank you. I have one.
1 day, 2 days.
Yeah.
But now we have 56 years, and we hope back to our village.
Yeah.
I hope to back to my village, Beit Dajan in Yafa, and I hope peace.
Hello.
No.
Yeah. Speak.
Hatta.